Join me on DraftKings. Go to Dr. T23.site. That is DRT23.site. Go ahead and click join me on DraftKings and get your $200 bonus bet when you bet $5 instantly on DraftKings Sportsbook money lines, totals, and same game parlays. DraftKings has the action. On this week's episode, we are taking no time. We are going to look at the NFL draft picks, see how it measured up against our mock draft, and we're going to dive deep into the NBA playoffs because some sweeps are about to happen, or at least some teams might be gentlemen about it. It's time for a win is a win. Let's go. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. I know y'all like my singing. It's okay. You don't have to tell me. But welcome back, y'all, to A Win is a Win. And we have a full jam-packed episode. We are going to go over our mock picks versus the actual draft picks. Yep, let's see how that compared. We also will jump into these NBA play ain'ts because some of these games aren't playoffs. We'll get deep into that. But first, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. And don't forget to tell someone to tell somebody else to join A Win is a Win. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button. I love it when y'all listen, but please go ahead and click the subscribe button. I promise you it don't cost a thing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to get your necessary notifications. We can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Let's jump right into this NFL draft. Well, Caleb Williams, as expected, went number one overall pick to the Bears, and he was basically saying, I'm here and I'm going to troll you guys one last time by painting my nails silver, and I'm going to show you on the red carpet. Nonetheless, overall, number one draft pick, we expected that. Time to get to work, young man. Jaden Daniels went round one, pick number two overall to Washington. Definitely expected that. Listen, I think that he's the prototypical new school quarterback. He's a refined pocket passer, so interesting to see what he will bring to Washington. Drake May went third overall to the Patriots. I mean, the comparisons made between May and Buffalo's Josh Allen are real when it comes to his size. So I'm interested in seeing exactly what Drake May has to bring to the table and how he fits in that Patriot organization. Fourth overall pick was Marvin Harrison Jr. went to the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals are being very smart with this draft. They are getting the pieces to be contenders this upcoming football season. Now the son of the Hall of Fame receiver, obviously Marvin Harrison, Ohio State product, is a true pros who knows what to expect at the next level. So interesting to see exactly how Marvelous Jr. will pan out. Now, Joe, this is what I mean about Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is set on building an offensive bully squad. And he says, okay, listen, it starts with the offensive line. True enough. We have our QB, but we need to protect them. It is all chess, not checkers with Harbaugh, and Alt comes in as a polished tackle who will step in and immediately boost the unit to protect. Obviously, Justin Herbert. Coming in with the 6th overall pick was Malik Neighbors. Now, he went to New York. Now, Neighbors, he possesses like that competitive, like, like that fire, that gut, that he has that. Now, the wideout is a big time playmaker who can make the game easier for Daniel Jones with his route running and yards after the catch ability. And that's something that, you know, I paid attention to, yards after the catch. Definitely a good pick there by the Giants. Now we have JC Latham. He went to Tennessee. Now, I think in my opinion that the GM ran Carthen, I believe that's his last name. I think he's putting his stamp on the team with this pick. Now, basically, when you look at why they chose Latham, that tells me that the Titans want to continue playing bully ball and dominate at the point of attack, surrounding the young QB with pass catching talent and free agency. So, I mean, listen, he's about what, six? What is Latham? I think he's like 6'6", 350 or something like that. I mean, he can just overpower you. So I see where the Titans were going with that one. Here we go. This shocked everyone. No one saw it coming. You couldn't have paid me to see this happen, especially given what this team has already given up for a QB. Listen, the 8th overall pick was Penix Jr. to the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not sure anyone expected this. Mouth on the floor, like, what? What? Hold on. Live TV, rewind it back. They just did what? Listen, you drop one. What did Kirk Cousins get? 150, one something like that. 150 million with 80 million guaranteed. Listen, on a QB who has one playoff appearance, and is coming off of an injury. Achilles is nothing to play around with. So you draft another QB. Listen, I had to think about this, y'all. I had to let it sit and marinate a little bit. I let all the media hype calm down, and I said, okay, this is what I believe Atlanta's thinking. We draft our future quarterback, our franchise quarterback, and grow him under Cousins. That could be the only reason that they made this pick. They're looking long term and not the short term. Now, obviously, they needed other pieces, and yes, they did get those picked in different rounds and later on in the draft. However, you couldn't have paid me to. Here we go. Now, Cousins is a 4-year, $180 million deal back in March. Come on, like, floored. So, to Penix's credit, he is a big time playmaker who is the top deep ball passer in his class. The boy has surgical precision and throws with good anticipation from the pocket, in my opinion. So this doesn't take any skill set away from Penix. No, he's still a sharp shooter, if you ask me. But did we see this coming? No. If you saw this coming, put it down in the chat, y'all. If you saw Penix Jr. going to the Falcons, put it down in the chat. I want to know, because if you knew it, then let me know something, because I didn't see that one. Coming in at number 9 was Rome Odunze. Now, he went to the Bears. Do you see what the Bears is doing? The Bears are strategically building around their QB. Think about it. Odunze, if you watched him, he is a physical playmaker with positional flexibility. Now listen, He will elevate the Bears offense right out the gate. You watch the man in college and then watch him professionally. If you have not seen him play, Rome, go back to YouTube and watch Washington. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. He is a contested catch wizard for sure. Now, you have to kind of stop and think for a minute. Just hold on a second. You got to stop and think and say, man, if I was Justin Fields, don't you do it, Tiff. Don't you do it. I'm going to do it. If I was Justin Fields, I would. Hold on. Now, where was all this energy when I was there? Where were all these picks when I was there? Huh. So, y'all just break up with me and ship me off. And then you go and get top tier talent to put around your new QB? All right, I see you. So now that in my mind needs to give Justin Fields more ammunition, more fuel to learn under, right? Russ. Come out and show what you can do. You're a good QB. Nobody's taking that away from you. Did you have the pieces that you needed in Chicago? No, it was trash. We understand that. But now you have to go and show what you can do. Learn all you can. Russ, he's wish-washy with his mouth. He's wish-washy with his views sometimes. The one thing he is a good quarterback. Now, whether he's long-term there and with the Steelers, we don't know. But while you're there, yes, I know it stings, but let it go. Because if I was, yeah, Justin Fields should have a mean side eye right now looking at the Bears. Number 10th pick overall was J.J. McCarthy, and he is going to the Vikings. Now, the Vikings moved up one spot to find their future QB. Now, McCarthy is, some say he's a system QB at Michigan. All right, can that translate over to the NFL? We will see. But if you know Kevin O'Connell, he routinely sets his QBs up for success, and it should be no different with McCarthy. That's just how he is. Now, that's my top 10 for the picks. Obviously, all of the other picks, you have Bo Nix. He was picked 12th, I believe. Yeah, 12th, and he's going to the Broncos. Brock Bowers was a very, very, very smart pick by the Raiders. I mean, he can line up anywhere, in my opinion, and just watch him with the Raiders. Very, very good pick for the Raiders. Lots more picks in the draft. I think the draft will end on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think that my mock draft was too far off, minus Penix Jr. But I mean, that was the only upset. All of the other picks. Now, I don't know what Dallas is doing. Now, come on, Cowboys. Now, listen, okay? I could not tell you what the Cowboys are doing. Now, I think they picked 29th in the first round because they need to build up their offense. And they need someone who can be versatile as either a tackle. A versatile tackle, in my opinion, is what the Cowboys need. So hopefully they get what they're looking for. But I did listen, when you look at the Dallas fans and you watch them on the draft, they were woo-wee. If a face could tell a story, it would tell you a million things about how displeased those Cowboys fans were with Jerry Jones and his crew. But we do kind of expect that, right? Because nothing right now is going right with the Cowboys. I mean, CD, Micah, and then you have the Dak drama. It's too much. It's too much. And hopefully, eventually down the road, Jerry Jones can figure out that he needs to do something different. Stop trying to manipulate the draft, make some movements in the off season with free agency, or do something different. Because you running on 29 years, and I am sick up to my neck with hearing about the Cowboys. So hopefully that'll die down soon. Go and check out the draft, see where your team's picks ended up. Did they do good? Did they not? Did you like what your team did? Let me know down in the chat. We'll be right back with some NBA playoff news. Are you searching for some new NFL gear? Well, go to drT23.site. That is DRT23.site. Click the NFL shop link there. Enter your code NFL30 to get 30% off of your purchase. Let's get back to the show. I think we need to issue a APB, all points bulletin, because Vincent, Dinwiddie, and Hayes hadn't scored a single point through 2 games for the Lakers. Listen to me. Game 1, L. 2, blow a lead, L. 3, you blew a 20 point lead. You hear me? 20-point lead gone. Game-winning shot, Murray from the corner. Now listen, let me set this up, and if you saw the game and you just follow along with me, stay with me for a second. Now listen, you have about 13 something, no, 7 something seconds left on the clock. Okay, 7. I cannot tell you why they decided to let AD block Murray. No, LeBron, don't wave him off and tell him to go do it. LeBron, you go check him. You go check him. Not AD. And what did Murray do? He put that 3 up, rainbowed it right in his face. Bench goes crazy. AD gets lost in the shuffle somewhere. Here's what happens. Instead of us talking about how you lost, what you're going to do differently, because at this point, come on now. Anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. LeBron goes up to the podium, was asked a question that he didn't answer directly. He answered in an indirect way and put the blame on the refs about a call on D'Lo. D'Lo was fouled. They didn't call it. He goes on and on about that, puts the microphone down and walks off. Oh no, I'm not done. Then you have AD. He's asked, well, what happened in that last shot? Murray made the shot, slams the microphone down and gets up. Let's not have adult tantrums here, guys. Okay? Take the Pampers off. Wham, take the Pampers off. Enough of that. You guys are not playing to your ability. Now, don't get me wrong. I see the points. And that's not the whole picture. Because who's the closer at this point? Who's the closer? Y'all put that in the chat. Who's the closer? Because we all know the answer to that is either AD or it's LeBron. And they both went MIA. Not even contesting rebounds. Go back and watch the game. Not even contesting them. AD, you just looking at the ball, blowing the whistle, seeing helicopters and stars. Okay, they went in. Let me get the rebound and bring it back up the court. No, you D'Lo, 0 for Everything. Over. Just over everything. Dinwiddie, your job is to keep the bench area clear and clean. Make sure people have their Gatorade, Haze. Make sure people the towels are folded. Help the water boys, help the water girls. Go out there and squeegee the floor dry because you guys were missing in action. MIA. Trash game. Trash. And now listen, Denver didn't even play their best, y'all. Oh no, Denver did not even play their best ball at all, and still came back in the third quarter. It's like this. It's exactly like this. Lakers go up at the half. And that little bit of hope, that little bit of ooh wee, they're gonna pull it out. That little bit of ooh wee, they are gonna make it happen. Ooh wee, LeBron is gonna show out. Ooh wee, AD is gonna Somehow, some way, Denver comes back in the third, and they all collectively say, "All right, we had enough of this. All right, fine. Let's just get it over with. Enough is enough." All right. Now, as of last night, Lakers got one. They got one. What did LeBron say after the game on his 3-1 deficit team right now? Every game will be its own challenge. And then he walks off the interview leading the Lakers to a crucial game 4 victory. That's where it's going to end, y'all. They don't have it. 11 games straight. You took a L. The bench is not showing up. Ice cold. And then LeBron, he was right on the call, but let's not keep on wasting so much time on it. Let's not keep on wasting the ball is getting ready to be inbounded and you still on the sideline having a temper tantrum with with the coach because he didn't challenge the call before the possession. Okay, I get it. Jumping up and down, having a tantrum on the court. I said it before, I'll say it again. That will be a gentleman's sweep. We'll let you get one, and we're gonna close all this down when we go back to Denver. That's it. You should have got us early, and now it's done. Kevin Durant. Listen to me when I tell you he has some problems with that young man, Anthony Edwards. Oh, yeah, he was talking smack to his favorite player. And if you don't know about Anthony Edwards, he's been said it since he played at Georgia that Kevin Durant is his favorite basketball player. And then you get to you listen. I'm playing against my favorite player in the playoffs. I'm even talking smack to him and he can't do nothing with me. Kevin, that boy, that man is shooting your eyes out all over that gym, taking you to the hole, posting you up, threes right in your nose, and you have no answer for it. You are letting him do whatever he wants to you. Book is cold right now and hot. He heats up for all of 5 minutes and then he cools off. Bill, I don't know, sir. I just don't know about Bradley Bill. I don't know. I just don't know. In my opinion, I believe that the Timberwolves are just entirely too big for Phoenix. They're too big. They don't have an answer. They don't. They don't have an answer for Towns. They don't have an answer for Gobert. They don't have an answer for Edwards. It I mean, Anthony Edwards by himself is a handful for the Suns. And they're now sitting on the edge of a playoff exit. 3-0 in the first round. And some people are saying, well, Tiff, they beat them in the regular season. Well, this ain't regular season basketball. It's not regular season ball. Where is your game? It's just like the Lakers. They play harder for the little plastic, what is it? The little plastic trophy playing season tournament. Okay. Get your little plastic trophy and put it up there, and then and your little box of popcorn. Everybody got to watch that little movie. Played harder for that than they are playing in the playoffs right now. Stop it. They beat them in the regular season. This is playoff basketball. Anthony Edwards is having his way. The Timberwolves are too big for the Suns. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, they keep having these bad nights. And you lose in front of your home crowd and get booed off the floor. Off the floor. Here's the problem. When you have a new GM and they come right in the door and they start making these big time trades to make super teams, oh, we're going to win a chip, it never works. It doesn't work. So, meanwhile, the Timberwolves, yes, you have to mention them. Not just from their effort and energy spent in the series, but also from saying, hey, we told you so. Yeah, they just played ball. They told us. They didn't even tell us. They showed us what they could do all year, and they still playing at the highest level. Kevin Durant, Book, y'all better get it together, because if not, you guys are going home and pack up your bags, go to Sedona, go to the beach, go to wherever you're going, and they need to rethink what they're doing with Kevin Durant, because knock it off. OKC, Brooklyn, now Phoenix. Come on now. You going on a world tour to catch a chip, but you ain't playing like you want one. Talk about my Cavs blowing a 20 something lead to get whooped by Orlando Magic at home. Now we going back 2-2. What are y'all doing? That's why I said at the beginning of the show, this is the play ain'ts, because these teams that should be playing like they've played in the regular season, they ain't playing. Y'all are blowing 20-point leads. I have no idea what's going to happen with the Cavs. I don't. Uh, and right now, it's, you know, you know, when we, let me say this, when we talk about playoff basketball, there is no way I should look and you're up 21 points at the half, and then the game ends at 112 to 89. It's like you're self-destructing right in front of the other team, right in front of all of your fans. Now, for a chance for y'all to go back home to Cleveland and clinch your first postseason series without LeBron James in 3 decades, more than 3 decades. Y'all lose game 4 to the Magic. I don't, to me, it is, at one point, it was a lopsided matchup, if you ask me. Unbalanced. With my Cavs being in total control, now tied at double. Come on now. No. Y'all need to go back home. You need to play like you have been throughout the season, the reason why you got there. You got to get it together. Everyone has to be on the same accord. Everyone has to play like they're all in. Luka is getting spicy during the playoffs. Yeah, he discusses his little, run in with Westbrook in this past game. And he basically said it's competitive basketball and that's it. Now, it got a little chippy during that game, but, I think what needs to be said for me and what I see is Luka gets a lot of hype for who he is. And I definitely, you know, um understand why. He's a good player. But and I'm just, I just have to say it. Even though the Mavs lead the series 2-1, Luka does not give up the ball, y'all. Go and watch and see if I'm wrong. Tell me, get in the chat and tell me, Tiff, you are tripping. The amount of time he holds on to that ball. Come on now. I gotta look up his assists because, and if he is passing it straight to Kyrie, because essentially in my mind, what I'm saying is that's the only person that he trusts with the ball. But he's gonna have to tweak that quite a bit because he's taking shots that aren't dropping when you have other people that are open. So in my opinion, Luka is good, but give that ball up sometimes. Give that ball up. Now the Mavs snagged that home court advantage from the Clippers with a 96-93 win in game 2 at Crypto. Now Dallas also picked up a win in game 3 as the series shifted to the Metroplex, winning 101 over 90 while covering a 4.5 point favorite. The under has hit in all three of those games. Now, I think Doncic hurt his knee, questionable going into game 4. We'll see, might be a game time decision. And I do not believe Kawhi Leonard has made a decision yet on his knee for Sundays ahead of Sunday's game, but we will see. And if that's the case, we all know that that'll be a bit of a hit to their offense, but we will see. Now, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with um the Bucks after this season and if they don't go far because something needs to change. And I know a lot of people are going to put it on the coach. Okay, yeah, Doc Rivers ain't won none since Boston in this many years. That, what was it, 2018 or something like that, 2008? I don't know. Doc Rivers is the problem. All right. But there are other issues that are clear when you're watching. They're not on the same page. They're yes, okay, I understand this past game went into overtime and they still lost with Halliburton's walk-off shot floater. But they're gonna have to do something different with the Bucks because they are not on the same accord. And Giannis's brothers, Thanos or whatever his name is, he just they please. I don't even understand how, well, we know how that happened. We don't even have to talk about it. Trash. Just go sit down because you're not helpful when it's needed. Okay? Not. And I don't know how long they're going to be together as a unit. I think when they got all of the trades, I think, they thought that certain pieces of the puzzle would be the answer, and it's not. But in his last game, Therese Halliburton answered with a banked in 3-pointer for the game winner. So we will see exactly how that series pans out. But I don't think Halliburton will back down now. I think he's going to play to the top of his game in these next few games with Indy. I think he's out to try and prove, like, listen, this is our series and we're taking it. I don't know exactly what's in the mind of the Celtics, because they live and die by the three. Now Miami pulled out and snatched the game from them. We did see that, and we know how people feel about Miami. They're a fluke, you know. You somehow they always sneak their way in. I get it, but my question to you guys, and you can put this answer down in the chat: is Jayson Tatum a closer? Is he a closer? Because we consistently see them not closing out when it's see him not closing out in critical moments. I mean, how many it they shot 23 threes or something like that before the half? That's insane. They live and die by the three. Um Jayson Tatum's walk-off interview after the Celtics beat the Heat in game 3. There's time after the season to have fun, was his answer to the question. And right now, I believe that Boston is focused. Don't get me wrong. I do think that they are focused. I do think that they are playing basketball. But I want to see them play playoff basketball. Who's the closer? Is it Brown? Is it Tatum? Is it Porzingis? What are y'all doing? This ain't even about Miami. This shouldn't even. They shouldn't have even got a game off of you. Y'all just disappeared. I keep saying it again. Somewhere deep down inside, I don't trust Boston. But then somehow they just keep winning. You know, I don't I don't know. But would Boston, after the head scratching loss, rebound and resemble back to where they were now that they're on their way back to Boston? I mean, like I said, they took the W and they're going back. But we saw what happened last year. Jimmy Butler's trolling and he said, "Don't let us get one." All right. Well, he said it last year. Now they didn't fare well, but they got far. So Boston, close it out. Enough is enough already. Who's the closer? Decide it. Figure it out. Close it out. Because the Boston that I knew would have been all over the place. Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen. Come on now. Let's get to it. Something is going on with Embiid. And we don't quite know exactly what it is. But when you look at him, right, you see his eye blinking independently on its own. That means that there's some type of neurological problem there. However, the Knicks take 2-1 lead into game 4 against the 76ers. And the bottom line is that the Knicks will visit the 76ers in the Eastern Conference first round with the 2-1 series lead. Now, the 76ers won the last matchup 125 to 114. I believe it was the 25th, and led by 50 points with Embiid, while Brunson scored 39 points from the Knicks. Now, the 76ers have gone 31-21 against Eastern Conference teams. And Philadelphia is fifth in the Eastern Conference, scoring 114.6 points while shooting at 46.4% from the field. And I believe the Knicks are about 12-5 against the rest of the division. Listen, Brunson is a problem, and the 76ers know it. Embiid, if you watch him, he's moving kind of slow. He's doing what he needs to do, but he is moving slow. And I believe that knee is still a bit fussy for him, but he's playing through it. I do believe that in the off season, whether they go far or whether their run is cut short, he's going to have some additional work, but he also will need to address that issue with his eye. Something is going on neurologically there, and you can definitely see that. Listen, OKC is playing lights out right now. I mean, SGA's 33-point lead. I mean, what can the Pelicans do without Zion is the question. What can they do? I'm not entirely sure. But if you ask me, with SGA and Chet Holmgren, they're playing lights out basketball, and the argument is that SGA should be the MVP. I don't think that the Pelicans have what it takes without Zion to get past OKC. And then, you have SGA. He says after the game winner that I think it just goes back to prioritizing winning. And all those things are distractions that get in the way of winning, meaning all of the chatter. He shuts off the noise. He doesn't listen to the media. He just focuses on the game. All 15 of us go to bed and want to win the next game and want to win the next day. And we do everything we can to make that possible. Chet Holmgren, he comes off 26 points and 7 rebounds. Jalen Williams added 21 points for the Thunder, shooting at 59% from the field and made 14 of 29 3-pointers. You have Valanciunas scored 19. Herb Jones and Brandon Ingram added 18 points for the Pelicans. I mean, I don't think that the Pelicans are deep enough because they can, continue to struggle on offense, obviously without their top scorer, Williams. Now, he remains out with the strained hamstring, and there is no foreseeable return for him during this playoff run, so he's pretty much done there. Lots going on with the NBA playoffs. KD, you need to get it together. Book, y'all need to get it together. Embarrassing show at home. And you possibly are gonna leave yourselves out there to get swept. If you don't get swept, are they gonna allow you a gentleman sweep like the Nuggets? What are we doing? Cavs, what are we doing? Y'all are playing basketball like you're playing horse right now. This is not the basketball court in a neighborhood where you're just playing for fun. This is the NBA playoffs. Turn it up or turn it off. That's how that works. Turn it up or turn it off. LeBron, AD, rally your locker room. The coach ain't gonna do it. Ham ain't doing it. You don't even listen to him. LeBron check himself out, he check himself back in. You don't even talk to the man. Rally your locker room. Because you already know what the people gonna say. Jordan never did this, and Jordan would have never let this, and Jordan did. You already know what they're gonna say, and not that that matters, but you know what the conversations are. D'Angelo Russell, D'Lo, you do not need to be sitting on the bench, not in the huddle, eating freshly roasted peanuts on the sideline, and you are 0 for 9. Are you kidding me? That is not how you rally yourself together to win against Jokic. You can't do nothing with Jokic. Jokic is playing all over top of y'all like y'all are some AAU basketball players right now by himself. Get it together. This is playoff basketball, not the play-in tournament. Catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. That's going to end it for this special episode of A Win is a Win. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast and tell someone to tell somebody else to join. A Win is a Win. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Make sure you catch us weekly. Every week we have 2 episodes. We have our mini fast break episode, and then we have our full episode that drops every week. Stay tuned. Catch y'all next week.